here we are. Today we'll be talking about the itinerary and the budget for our travels to Rishikesh. A lot of people have been asking about how we traveled and asking about the logistics behind the travels. Firstly, I would like to say we did not travel according to a set plan. We plan on the way, and the plans change according to the situations. Also, we did not book via some agencies or something. The entire thing is planned on our own, and we make up our plans, and that saves a lot of extra money, and that gives us a lot of room for improvements into the plans. Okay, so going in, we stayed in Uttarakhand for 10 days. Our trip was for 10 days, and it was divided into 3 days we stayed in Rishikesh, and then the Kedarnath trek was the entire thing from Rishikesh to Kedarnath, and then back to Chopta was another 3 days, and then in Chopta we stayed for 4 days, and after that we returned from there. So basically 10 days. I would like to say it does not include the flight tickets, the cost of the flight tickets. So yep, it is only the stays and the travel allowances and the food and the hotel things and other added expenditures that is included in the budget. Yeah. So also I would like to add that we are not budget travelers, but we like to stay on a budget. We plan to stay 2,500 rupees for both of us, or like 1,200 or 1,250 per head per day. That is our limit. Sometimes it gets crossed, sometimes it doesn't. So that is our average per head per day cost that we want to limit our travel expenses to. Yep. Alright then. Firstly, we reached Dehradun via flight from Kolkata, and that is one of the easiest way to reach Uttarakhand, and also the most time conserving. Also, you can book a bus from Delhi or Chandigarh to Rishikesh. That will be more cost effective, but it will take more time. So that is there. So from Dehradun airport, we reached Rishikesh with a taxi. Normally the Olas and the Ubers do not come to the Dehradun airport because of the syndicate thing. So we have to take a taxi from their stand, and that cost us around 835 rupees. And Rishikesh is around 22 to 24 kilometers away from Dehradun. So that is there. Okay, from there we stayed not at Rishikesh, but we stayed at Tapovan. Tapovan is 3 to 4 kilometers away from Rishikesh, and it is more nearby to the more touristy attractions, everything. The Ram Jhula, Lakshman Jhula, the Beatles Ashram, Paramartiketan Ashram, and the Ganga river is very much clearer and more cleaner and more beautiful near Tapovan. So we stayed at Tapovan. We stayed in a beautiful little hotel called Swiss Cottage by Salvas, and the road is a little bit narrow going into the hotel, but the hotel is nice, quiet, calm, and the atmosphere is very good. So that is there. We paid 2,798 rupees for 3 nights there, so that comes down to around a little bit over 930 rupees per night. Yeah. So that is cheap, and the food at the restaurant is also good enough. Okay, so the first day when we reached there, we were tired, so we just lazily walked around the Tapovan area, reached Lakshman Jhula, and then just sat there by the banks of the Ganges. Second day we visited the major places, the Ram Jhula and the Beatles Ashram, the Paramartiketan Ashram, attended the Ganga Aarti, and plus we discovered a hidden riverbank beach. So if you want to check that out, check in the link above here. Alright. Third day we rented a scooty, and that cost us around 450 rupees, and from the petrol price add on to that 1 liter petrol. Okay, so 540 rupees for the scooty and the petrol. And then we went to Nirgar waterfall, which is 5 kilometers away from Tapovan, and just roamed around Rishikesh also. So that we add on to that, and for the 3 days food is very cheap and affordable, and we spend 2580 rupees for both of us over 3 days. Basically 8 to 9 meals for both of us to have 2580 rupees. So that comes down to around 270 for both of us per meal, or around 130-140 rupees per meal per head. So next day, the 4th day, we left for Chopta. Our plan was to leave for Chopta, so we needed to get a bus for Ukhimat, but since we left late, we missed the bus to Ukhimat, and so we had to get a bus for Rudraprayag. And then our plans changed there because we were not getting any transportation from Rudraprayag to Chopta or till Ukhimat. So what we did was, on the bus we met two fellow passengers, and they were going to Sonprayag for Kedarnath trek, and then we changed our plans there, and then we teamed up with them. And so after reaching Rudraprayag, we hired a car, and that cost us 750 rupees per head. A little bit on the expensive side. You can also get onto a shared jeep or a bus that will cost you around 150 or 175, I think, per head from Rudraprayag to Sonprayag. But since the bus journey from Rishikesh to Rudraprayag was very hectic, because the road through Devprayag was broken, and so it had to go a long way through a different route, and that route was also not that good enough. Very narrow roads and very curvy mountainous roads, so it was very tiring till Rudraprayag. So we decided to book a jeep, and we reached Sonprayag at around 7:30 or 8 in the night, and then we booked a hotel that cost us 600 rupees. Yep. And next day we left for Kedarnath. We stayed at Sitapur. So Sitapur is 2 kilometers away from Sonprayag. So from Sitapur you have to walk till Sonprayag to get a car till Guptkashi. From Guptkashi the entrance or the trek for Kedarnath starts, and due to the COVID times you have to get it registered, and all those things have to be done, and all those things were being done at Guptkashi. Yep. So we walked from Sitapur to Sonprayag, and then from Sonprayag we got a car, and then we trekked the Kedarnath trek that you can check out in this video. Yeah. And then we stayed at a dorm, homestay, whatever you can call. They were charging 5,000 rupees, but they had sleeping places for 6 people. So we met some people on our way, and they were good, nice people. So they were on ponies. So they reached early. We trekked the entire thing. So they reached early at Kedarnath, and then they got that place. So 6 people. We stayed for 5,000 rupees. The homestay was just in front of the Kedarnath temple. So we always had a good view of the temple, and the homestay was also good, although we did not catch the name. I don't recall those homestays have really a name or so, but yep. So you can check in the video of our trek. Yeah. And so 5,000 rupees for 6 people, so it came down to 840 rupees per head there. And then on the next day we returned back to Sitapur, stayed in the hotel, and since we had luggage, we had to store those luggage, and the normal rate out there is 50 rupees per luggage. We had 5 bags and suitcases in total, so that was 250 rupees. So for these 3 days our hotel fare was 1200 rupees at Sitapur for 2 days, and 1680 rupees for the both of us at Kedarnath. So that is 2880 rupees, plus the food is extremely cheap. We spent 1839 rupees at Sitapur for 2 nights, and while trekking you need to have a lot of food while trekking, and there are stalls on the ways for cucumbers and lemon juice and Maggi, aloo paratha, everything. It is a little bit expensive out there than the normal rates that you will be getting in other parts of Uttarakhand, but yeah, because of the terrain and the rugged place, so we have to deal with that. But yeah, but still 1839 for 3 days is cheap enough. And also for travel, we spent 620 rupees for the bus, and then 1500, 750 for each for the jeep, and extra 140 rupees for Sitapur to Guptkashi and back. From Sitapur, we hired a car till Chopta because we were very tired after the Kedarnath trek. So we hired a car till Chopta, and that was 2,700 rupees per for the entire journey. And when we reached Chopta, we were very tired also because of the previous day's trek and everything, previous 2 days trek. So we reached there at in the afternoon, and we stayed at not Chopta per se, that is around 1.5 kilometers away from Chopta. It is a place called Baniakund, and it is a big green lush meadow inside a forest where they have Swiss tents. There are a different number of companies that have set up Swiss tents out there. Ours was Mandakini Swiss tents, and it was very good, very serene and calm place out there. We booked those tents for 4 nights because we had planned some things. So those cost us 9,808 rupees for 4 nights, including meals for 3 times. So food and stay all included, 9,808 rupees. So that almost 2,450 rupees per night, the meal and the meals and the stay. So yeah, 1,200 rupees per night per head is good enough for both fooding and lodging. Yeah. So we stayed that night. We did some astrophotography and the night photography. Next day we tried to explore the place. So we walked around to some hidden place within the forest through some very narrow roads just nearby to Baniakund, and then we walked till Chopta also, and then we just explored the surrounding places. So that is there. And then on the 3rd day, we this is the basically 9th day of our the entire Uttarakhand travels, and the 3rd day in Chopta we went and trekked the Tungnath-Chandrashila trek. And on the 4th day we stayed back at Chopta just to rest after that trek. The trek is 5.5 kilometers one way, so around 11 kilometers. So yeah, so after that we travel back from Chopta to Rishikesh. So that is our 10th day, and for that what we said, the hotel cost was 9,808 with the stay and the food, and other than that no other expenditure for those 4 nights. So that is awesome. And from Chopta to Rishikesh, when we returned, we got a bus from Ukhimat. Someone gave us a lift while returning from Chopta till Ukhimat, and from Ukhimat we hired a bus that was 140 rupees per head for the both of us, so 280 rupees. So that is there. So in the end, our hotel fare for the 10 days in Uttarakhand was 15,486. That includes 4 days of food at Chopta, and other than that the 6 days of food would consist of 4,419 rupees, and the travel fare for those 10 days was 6,635 rupees. So in all we spent 26,540 for the both of us for 10 days. So that comes down to around 1,327 rupees per person per day. So a little bit over budget for us what we planned, but still it is good enough. So this is the itinerary and budget for our Uttarakhand trip for 10 days. If you want to know more about our travels, then you can check out our videos in our channel, and if you have any questions, do ask it in the comment section, and also hit the like button and subscribe, and obviously share.